Hey y'all, this is Mondays with Michael, and my next guest is...
Juan Pablo Reyes, also known as JP Murals.
Well, thanks for having us, my guy.
Man,
Appreciate
it's an honor. It's a pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, man, I've been watching you for past years, man. Just watching you grow. Murals all over the place. The Valley, East LA.
Yeah.
You did something with branded arts too. I saw that.
Branded arts as well.
With the what was it? The spaceship with the...
Yeah, the school. The school right there in Pacoima.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That was a testament to myself, basically, because I did an astronaut.
Yeah.
Right, and I've never painted in such a large scale.
Right.
That was 49 feet up in the air.
49 feet.
By
only you.
Yeah, basically only me. So I think it was like 28 feet across. So it was like a building that was like 2.5 stories up there, man. Yeah. So that was a scary thing, to be honest. But, you know, I wanted to go ahead and test myself and really see if I could paint something of that scale.
How many days?
Took me 12, they gave us 12 days.
12 days.
12 days,
Okay.
yeah. So it was an interesting ride.
Was that your first boom lift too?
No, I've been on boom lifts before, but they're always scary because when you swing them, they're still a bit swinging. So you're like, oh man, like, you know, so you kind of just have to. And me, I'm scared of heights. Though.
Oh, are you?
I'm scared of heights, yeah.
Still?
Yeah. Still, but you know, when things gotta get done, that goes out the window, you know?
Yeah, wait till you have to climb 8 stories of scaffolding, man.
That's man.
There you go.
I can just imagine how, you know, how it burns the next day, you know?
I don't think the height really, even I get up in heights, I still look down, you're like, damn, I'm high as...
Yeah.
You know, you can't get over that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was your biggest piece.
That was my biggest piece to this day.
That was how long ago was that?
That was 2024.
2024, a couple years ago.
So, so about 2 years ago. Yeah, big shout out to Warren. Yeah, he gave us that platform to go ahead and express ourselves like that, and
dope.
You know, the mirror's still rocking strong. I just went to go check it out. You know, probably like a month ago. Yeah, check it out. Still rocking strong. The kids love it. You know, so
dope. Okay, so people who don't know JP Murals, tell them a little bit about your story. Where you come from, where your parents come from, kind of where this artistry started.
So this artistry started way before me. Yeah. It started with my mother. You know? Yeah, she was an artist back in Mexico. She actually was in the art school back there, and you know, due to unfortunate situations, you know, she just couldn't keep going in it. You know, so she's living through me vicariously, and you know, she said she's living her dream through me, bro. So
nice.
I don't take it lightly, and I want to go ahead and make my parents proud, make my family proud. Nice. And you know, I want to go ahead and continue this dream. That's not just my dream, but it's also her dream.
Nice. Where did the art come from? Where did you start?
As far as I can remember, I was painting back in 2nd grade. That's my earliest memory of me painting. I remember my teacher used to go ahead and read us some books, and me and my buddy that was next to me, we used to go ahead and just draw whatever she used to go ahead and read. Yeah. That was my earliest memory.
Okay.
Then I went to middle school, went to McLean Middle School. Big shout out to Miss Araguin. She was our principal there. I connected with her. You know, we have a great relationship. She's always kept up with my work. And I got into graffiti there.
Okay.
A bunch of graffiti. I got caught doing graffiti like 5 times.
Yeah?
Yeah, no joke.
Can you tell us what you wrote? What
the
name was?
Yeah.
No? I'm just kidding. No,
yeah, I got into graffiti. You know, I got caught 5 times doing it. You know, the last time I ended up like going to county for it.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was not fun at all. Yeah, it was not fun.
Is that sheriff's got you or what?
No, it was no, just me. Just, you know, like I had my headphones on. I was just tagging, and like I didn't see nobody, so I just kind of kept going, and you know, I ended up getting caught. But that was a reality check for me, you know, because when I was younger, when I was underage, they used to go ahead and like sue my dad for it. You know, like if it was a private business, oh, do you want to press charges? And like, oh yeah, we do. You know what I mean? So my dad would have to take all of the financial hardships. You know.
What?
And you know, I just told myself, man, I can't be putting my parents through this. So I decided to turn it around. I was like, instead of me having to pay the city's now gonna have to pay me, straight up. You know, and yeah, that's where we at. You know, so And then in high school, I ended up just meeting different type of artists there. There was graffiti artists, and there was like realistic artists. There was abstract artists, and there was like street artists, hip hop artists, and it was just like, yo, my mind opened up, And my art teacher, Miss Ambrosio, I connected with her back again. It's a full circle all the time.
It is.
I connected with her when I was painting a mural of the astronaut.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. She was my art teacher, but then she became a librarian. Yeah. At that school, so we reconnected. She's like, "Oh my God, Mijo, like you really made something for yourself with the arts,
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's a pretty proud moment, And,
yeah, I love those full circles, man.
Yeah, and then she helped me apply for an art scholarship, through Otis School of Arts was offering a scholarship called Ryman Arts.
Okay.
It was held at USC, so then I would have to commute from Pacoima. Big shout out to Pacoima, San Fernando Valley. That's where I come from. I have to commute all the way to USC. But I was a little kid. I was taking the bus, taking the train. So I didn't kind of really know much. But it was an interesting time in my life because, I learned how much people really kind of put their heart and their effort into art. And like I said earlier, this art thing is not for the weak. You know what I mean? Out of 100 people, only 2 become artists, and keep it going. So me and you are out of the 100, even out of 1,000, because it's not easy. And I'm pretty sure you can attest to that.
Yeah, I'm still grinding, dog.
Yeah.
I'm still it's a constant fight, and it's even crazier now because everybody there. I think there's 10 mural artists born every morning. They wake up. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mural artists, so you really have to. How do you define yourself in the community? And I think you really. I see you out there. You're doing nonprofit organizations. You're doing. You painted this child who was that
Gabriel Fernandez.
Yes, Gabriel Fernandez, man.
Yeah. Big shout out to the Gabriel Fernandez family.
Yeah.
Their foundation. Yeah. They've been great to me. We became more than just a business team. We actually became really entwined, and we built a friendship.
Yeah.
Out of that, and that mural still rocking strong is right there by my community. It's on Van Nuys and Van Nuys. I'll put the description down below so you guys check it out. But I'll go ahead and show you some pictures right now. Yeah. We'll edit some photos so you can check out the pictures right there. The mirror is still rocking strong. I use nothing but noble color paint, so the colors are really vibrant. And we put an anti-graffiti coat on it. So that mirror is going to be there for the next 15, 20 years.
Who are you using? Monochem? What are you using? World's Best? What are you using?
For what?
For anti-graffiti.
I used the PermaShield. PermaShield and the Modern Master one.
PermaShield, okay.
PermaShield and Modern Master, yeah.
PermaShield is a monochem product, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is that the sacrificial or non-sacrificial?
I tried no the non-sacrificial. Yeah, no, I didn't do the 2-part. I don't like the 2-part. Yeah, okay. One time I did the 1-part. I didn't know, and it was my first time using it up there in Bakersfield. I mixed it and I just kind of kept it there. I put it in my truck and it exploded in my truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was not fun. Yeah, so I had it like.
Okay.
I called the company. I told them, yo, like I didn't know this was gonna happen, And they're like, oh man, like my bad, I'm like, yeah, well, now I learned my lesson.
Yeah, it's got a pot life on it. When you mix it, you gotta put the timer on.
Yeah.
And then once that solidifies, it's done.
Yeah, and it was super hot in my truck, so I guess all the atoms started running crazy and just boom.
Yeah, the chemistry. If it gets hotter, the chemistry activates even faster.
Yeah.
I literally had to do. Last year, it was so hot, I had to put the 5-gallon anti-graffiti coat in a bucket and on ice, dog. I had to keep it 70 degrees, so the pot life would be stable.
Yeah. The things we have to do, right?
Well, yeah. You do a lot of portraits.
Yeah.
And I've done portraits too, but I gotta tell you, especially that. Who was the gentleman, the kid that you did?
Gabriel Fernandez.
Gabriel Fernandez. So I know when you're painting people, you stare at them innately, and for me, when I paint somebody, there's like a more of a connection with them and their family.
Yes.
Like I painted my wife's father-in-law, Indu Mishra. Her father. Sorry. I painted her father when he passed, and I spent hours on him, and I felt that I was closer to him than I had ever been.
Yes.
And the reason is because I'm staring at his eyes, I'm staring at his features, and I feel this intimacy and depth between us. Even though he passed away, I still have this connection because when you paint somebody, it's very personable, you know?
Yes, and I'm gonna emphasize on that, and I want to go ahead and be able to talk about that point because especially with this one here, you know, we've planned this mural for the past maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
With the family, raising money, doing fundraisers, talking to people, going to the city, Department of Cultural Affairs, doing all the paperwork.
Yep.
You know, it's a process. You know, so once we finally got to the painting part of it.
Yes.
I literally I would wake up early, I would meditate, I would talk to God, I would be like, okay, may this day be another day that's gonna go ahead and be fruitful. May you give me the right thoughts. If I encounter a problem, may I know how to deal with it. May I not get frustrated. You know, I would just pray for anything that would be positive. Because this portrait was not just for me. This portrait took a life of its own. This story reached millions and millions of people. You know, it was in Germany, it was in Africa, it was in Italy. It was like everybody used to reach out to the family.
Nice.
You know, so I knew that this was not just for me. This was for everybody else too. You know, it was gonna take a life of its own. So I had to make sure that I was still in tune and I was just a medium to deliver something that's, you know, for someone else. You know?
Yeah. So tell us that story. Tell us. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Gabriel Fernandez was an 8-year-old boy that was born in Pacoima. He was he was one of ours, you know. He was from our community. Mm-hmm. He was there from age 1 to age 5. And then his mom and the stepdad took him to Palmdale, where she died at age 8. You know, so they abused him, they terrorized him, they ended up killing him, you know, unfortunately. And you know, big shout out to the family. I know it's something that you guys have to look into, and it goes to you know, about child abuse. It goes about the system, you know, not having the proper or the right type of systems in order to kind of not let these things happen. You know, and it happens and it happens and it happens. But this story broke the world, and you know, it was something that. It hits home, you know. It hits home. Even though I don't have kids, but I got nephews, and I have little sisters, you know. And I can just imagine if someone would do that, man, it would, you know, it drives people crazy, you know. And it sucks because the kid couldn't handle for himself, couldn't speak for. He was vulnerable, you know. And then as men, we gotta protect the people that are vulnerable, the elderly and the vulnerable, you know.
Yep, I got you. Respect. Yeah. So, for me, when I look at your practice, you not only do community projects, but you do stuff that makes you feel and fills your heart, and it makes you feel good, and you give back to the community. I see that. And then I also remember when the fires happened in LA, you were out there donating your time in East LA, getting out waters. I remember you're like, stop getting it, stop. You basically did a call to action. You're like, get off your couch, come volunteer. LA needs us right now, and I respect that, man. I see you out there doing stuff for the community.
Yes, and you know, I like to be involved in my community, you know, because beyond being an artist, I'm a human being, you know what I mean? And then I'm empathetic towards others, and I can feel the pain, you know what I mean? And it's like empathy is feeling someone else's pain and not looking away, but feeling it with them and knowing how to help them through it, you know? And I've gone through a lot of pain myself. That's why I'm able to know how it feels and put myself in someone else's shoes as well, you know, and knowing that I can go ahead and help them out. And my art does that itself too, you know, so I wanted to go ahead and help out, you know, because there's people, I got friends that got affected by that directly, you know, so they would hit me up and like, yo, like, you know, we need some help. Can you guys help us? Our dogs need food, need you know, shelter, need this, need that. So I'm like, yo, like one day for them, you know, the next day could be for me too, you know, so I want people to also reciprocate and feel the same way, you know.
If you don't mind sharing, I mean, what kind of stuff, what kind of things happened to you that in your life that you can attest to and that made you stronger as a human being?
Yeah, so I grew up in the San Fernando Gardens. A lot of people know it as the projects, and you know, there's Section 8 apartments, and you know, when you get into those type of neighborhoods, you know, there's not a lot of resources there. Yeah. There's no, they always get overlooked, and they just kind of get forgotten about sometimes. So it's people like us that are like, that's why I do free art classes in my neighborhood, because it's like the kids need this. The kids, they don't want it, they need it, you know. And I get booked to go to Venice Beach, to go to LA, to go to different parts, the outskirts of Pacoima, and they pay me to go ahead and do these art classes for the kids. And it's like, no, my community needs this in my hometown, you know. Yeah. So I've partnered up right there with a nonprofit right there in my community, and you know, we started giving out free art class for the kids, you know, and it also fulfills myself as well, you know. It fulfills myself. And you know, when I grew up right there in the projects, man, like you know, I got shot there in my leg, you know, I got shot in my arm.
What?
I've
How old were you?
Yeah, when I got shot in my leg, I was 18.
What?
Yeah, and then I got shot in my arm like a few years after that, you know, but it made me stronger. It made me better. It made me realize, you know, that you know, my art has saved me from a lot of going down the wrong paths, you know. And that's why it's not just something that I just do for fun, you know. It's something that I take very, very deep, you know, and something that has, you know, guided me to the right people, you know, just how we're sitting, me and you here, you know, discussing this, you know. So
yeah, no, like as an artist, every piece we do is a reflection of our soul, of our hearts. Really, just I when I paint, I bleed everything on the wall and I leave only my best, right? And I think that's part of why we do this.
Yeah.
And also why we do this is to bridge. We're like the visual bridge builders for community. When tragedy happens and nobody knows how to express it, we as artists and muralists come in and paint these portraits, paint these pictures, paint these visual stories that speak 1,000 words, right? That people can relate to, and people bless and touch, you know?
Yes.
And for me, that's one of the best, most rewarding things as being an artist, and especially being a community leader and being part of the muralismo movement in our community, is our work can heal. Our work is cathartic. Even while painting him, it was cathartic in that experience, and that forever, you're always forever, you're connected forever. As long as that piece stays up, you are connected to it. And that visual story is that bridge that bridges that gap with community and that healing, you know. So
it's a moment in time that you leave right there. It's part of your. It's literally a part of yourself,
isn't it?
It's part of your life. And it's funny that you said that. People go, they feel it and they touch it, because when I used to go there in the morning, I used to just go ahead and sit right there, and then the elderly people used to walk by, and there was this specific elderly woman that used to go, and she used to literally touch, you know, pray and touch his face, you know, and like cry, you know, to cry to him. And she's like, man, I'm sorry that they failed you, Gabrielito, I'm sorry, you know. So it just, you know, just kind of having that, and knowing that I still had to go ahead and work on that painting, you know, like I made sure that I always try to give it my best. I know it was pretty hot that time. I had like a big canopy there. But it was an awesome experience for me, because there was so many people that would come, and, you know, just like you said, it's rewarding when people come and they bring you some food, you know, they you know, the local elderly people with the guitars that go and sing you a song, or like they bring you, you know, an ice chest with you know, some cherries in it, some strawberries, you know, and it's like, damn, like the community does enjoy it, you know, and does respect the art. And I just hope that, you know, it translates to something beyond, you know, just the mirror itself, but creating that community and creating that sense of empathy towards others, you know?
Yeah, the humanity.
Yeah.
The humanity. And I love it when people just pull up and they, you know, you could take your time, explain, say hello, and then they say thank you so much. It's this interaction that is, I think, lifelong, you know?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like, I've had people that I've met, but I forgot about. They're like, oh, I pulled up on you on this mural. It's been like 8 years. You know, remember, I was like, oh, it's been so long. But they still remember like it was yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that, having that connection, I think, for me is the grandioso of being an artist, and that's one of the reasons I do it too. You know,
and it's also
how
how you make people feel too. Yeah. You know, and it's like they remember that forever. Yeah. It could pass 10 years and be like, oh my God, like you just said, and it's like, damn, I forgot about that, but thank you for reminding me about that memory because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, and I know you do this too, but I honestly I spend more time with the kids, with the youth, because for me, I think that interaction as a leader and a man, that interaction with these kids has more long-term effect on them than an adult. So for me, like you teaching classes to kids is imperative, that you're teaching the youth how to be respectful, how to act, how to be cordial, and how to be polite. And for me, I think having these role models as artists is also another imperative. Is imperative to our giving back to society. You know, on that fact, kind of tell me. You're a spiritual guy. You said that you meditate, so. I'm
not too deep, you know what I mean?
I got you, but you do it.
But my mom has taught me. My mom has taught me, like, you gotta give thanks to the Creator for giving you these type of opportunities, and it's like you're in position to go ahead and do something beautiful for the world, not just for yourself. So don't take it lightly. Make sure you talk to yourself. You are a reflection of everybody else. Yeah. Make sure you conduct yourself accordingly outside of this world.
Yeah.
And you know, like, you are a reflection. You're speaking to a mirror when you're talking to him. You know what I mean? Because we do come from the same lights, you know? And I want to go ahead and be able to, like, you know, share those feelings, you know?
Yeah. You are a reflection, right? And people see people see you for who you are, not just like when they meet you.
Yeah.
They see you on the film, but consistency, like I know JP Murals. I know who you are. That's why I made the call, because I see the greater good, the humanity in you, and you giving back. You know, I think for me, that's the community service, you respecting the community, and just keep that going, my man. Appreciate you on that,
and like I mentioned before, it's about the process, not the prices. The prices will eventually come, but you know, when you enjoy the process and you enjoy the people within it, it's like that's what's rewarding, you know? Because it's always like you start here, but you want to get here. Yeah. But it's all the work in between that makes it worth it, you know? Sometimes it's not even getting to the end goal. It's like, I made it here, but it's everything in between that you work for. That's what makes you fucking happy, and that's what, like, damn, that was hard, but that made me who I am, and that was freaking dope, you know?
And you understand that. One mural can take 2 years.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we just finished one. It took us 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Just to get paint on the wall, you know. So
it's a process.
You got to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, it's a virtue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know? It's not the process. It's not the prices. It's
the process.
It's
When you get into that, what's the process?
Yeah.
More into the process.
Okay, so let's talk. Let's kind of dig deep into your process. I want to know more. You said it's not the prices, it's about the process.
It's about the process.
Tell me about your practice and your process.
So, you know, like I mentioned before, like sometimes you want to get to the end goal, but there's a lot of stepping stones that you have to walk upon in order for you to get there. And sometimes those stepping stones flip over and you fall and you have to get back up, you know? And that's what makes that journey so much more important and worth having, you know, because you just remember those memories, and they might seem hard at that moment, but then you look back 5 years from now, you laugh at it because, like, I can't believe I overcame that. Like, I was crying that night. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go ahead and cry, but I look back at it and I'm like, damn, that was pretty fun though. Like, you know, maybe you might not think about that in a moment, but it's like, that was fun at the end of the day. You know?
Tell us about a project that you had that experience.
So, like, most recently the one that I remember was a funny one. Now I think about the memory and I smile because I'm like, yo, that was freaking hard, right? So I was up there in Riverside.
Okay.
I got booked to go ahead and paint a school. I was gonna do 17 like graphics for them, right?
Back to back, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, cool, it's gonna be fun. First of all, my goofy ass, like my goofy ass, like, oh yeah, like, so they sent me an email, like, yeah, for sure, I'll be down. Like, let's meet up next Sunday. I'm like, cool. not knowing that it was in Riverside. I never checked the location. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there like at 9. And then like the day before I checked, I was like, yo, this is like 2 hours and a half
Bro, you gotta leave at 6,
yeah,
dog.
and I'm like, yo, what? So I called the dude. I'm like, I didn't realize that it was this far. I'm still gonna make it, but hey, I didn't know it was this far. So if the job gets done, we're gonna have to kind of maybe renegotiate it, because I'm like, now I have to, spend the budget I gave you to go ahead and get a room up there. And I was up there for like maybe like a month and a half.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Airbnb,
man.
dog?
Yeah, no, I know the first like maybe 2 weeks I just commuted back and forth, So I took everything on my truck, and the next day I took my dad's car for maybe like the next 2 weeks. But then I was like, even though like that, it's a dread to be able to kind of like drive like
Gas.
in the morning, go super early and then leave super late, and then having to do that again and again. I was like, yo, it was a nightmare, right? So then there was this time when I was almost done like with the project, and I had two lifts right there, but the school's so big, right? So like the lifts are in one side, and then my job is all the way to the other side, so I have to drive it all the way over there. And at one point, the lift died in the middle of the grass. And then the sprinklers came up, so then so they started sinking. So then I'm like, how am I gonna take this shit out? So I had to get the other lift, and I didn't have no chains. So I got a bunch of plastic. I wrapped it around, and then I got a bunch of extension cords, and I wrapped it around in the plastic. And I'm like, I have to take this shit I have to take it out somehow. So I wrapped it around one of the lids.
Yeah.
And wrapped it around the other one. I was able like to tow it out like that, but like it ripped one time. I'm like, yo, so all my shit ripped. So I had to redo another one even thicker. And I was like, but it was already the night. So I worked probably like 13 hours. So I'm like, I just couldn't wait to go home and go chill. Shout out to my boy Solom. He was with me. So he's like, bro, I live literally like 5-10 minutes away. Come and crash in my crib, bro. Like, don't go home and shit, like go crash in my crib. And if you want to leave at 5, 6 in the morning, whatever you want, just dip, So I'm like, man, I appreciate that, bro. So yeah, I was like, I almost wanted to cry already, bro. I was just like, no, man, like
perseverance,
what the hell?
man.
Like
Murals
what?
from MacGyver.
Yes. Yeah.
And they just kept sinking. I was just like, what am I?
That thing is like freaking like 4 tons, man.
Yeah.
It's so heavy.
Yeah, it's so freaking heavy, man. And like we spent probably 2 hours trying to like just put shit in there in the bottom, like get more dirt, get rocks, getting it out, and it wasn't working. Then it's like the next hour was trying to pull it out. So I'm like,
a day in the life.
Yeah. I wish I had a camera crew just so they could see like, yo, like this shit is real. Like it's not for the weak, Like I said that before, it's not for the weak.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, that was pretty fun because I at least had a homie with me, and it wasn't. I was not there by myself. I would have gave up if I was by myself. I would have, man, let the next guy deal with that. Like not me, but yeah, I was with my buddy. He's like, nah, man, like let's just get it out. That's why it's important to have good friendships and good relationships. When you're painting, because they make the moment that much better.
Oh, for sure. Like I got to know the maintenance guy. I got to know the janitor on these jobs. Like who are the guys that will help you out in these specific events. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've had a lift sink too. So
man, so you know
they had to get a forklift out there
to get it out.
Yeah, dude, it was dramatic. But
it's a disaster.
It's part of the job. Just it happens. It happens.
It's hilarious when you overcome it though, and it's like damn, because you're like
you laugh.
Oh.
Like that's the story.
Yeah, that's a story. That's one for the books now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fun.
So the part of your meditation, but I want to talk about this is mental health, like mental health, artist mental health, because kind of we go through, it's tough. Yeah. And there's a lot of, I want you to express and tell people like the adversity. It's like, you're always constantly fighting. And you have to get that airspace, but how do you mentally be resilient? Right? Because I'm not a quitter. I'm a champion, right? Yeah. So it's like, how do you persevere against all the no's you're gonna get? How do you know? And I'm a true believer. The universe is abundant, right?
Yeah,
There's abundance, and you have to be the reflection of kindness is greatness and greatness is kindness. I truly believe in that. But what is your advice to other artists who might be struggling or might trying to find their voice or might be trying to find a footing that you've been through to help them out as advice, like what would you give those?
Man, so I'll say this, man. Like you said, I'm not a quitter. I'm a go getter, you know. And I'm not gonna stop. And sometimes I'm gonna be honest. I do log off though. I do log off, and I sometimes I don't want to paint at all. I don't want to paint. I just want to, like, you know, chill, log off, not think about painting. Sometimes I try to paint, and it's not in me. You know what I mean? But that's also a big reason why sometimes it's the discipline, because sometimes every day you're not gonna wake up and feel motivated to go paint. But the fact that, like, yo, if I don't do this, I'm gonna be homeless. Like, if I don't do this shit, I'm gonna be homeless. So I have to get up. Yep. I have to get disciplined, and I have to go ahead and work for it. Sometimes when it's the anticipation of having to get up, having to turn the car, having to mix the paint, it's what kind of stops you. Because once you're there, you just get in the flow state, you know? Yeah. So it's like, that's that discipline behind, not the motivation, you know? And I want people to, like, if you're gonna do this, be prepared to be broke, and, you know what I mean? Be prepared to not sleep, and you know, like, people are not gonna understand you because people don't work a 9 to 5. This is not a 9 to 5, it's a 24/7, you know? And sometimes people are not gonna understand you, man. Sometimes, like, my friends are like, no, you don't wanna chill, you don't wanna kick it with me, you don't wanna chill with me. It's like, bro, like, you just clocked off, bro. I'm like, yo, like, I have a 9 to 5. I have a 24/7, bro. Yeah, like, as soon as I'm done with one job, I have to go home and start designing the next job. And I have to go ahead and jump on my emails and then send invoices or send contracts and then send artist agreements. And it's just like, bro, like, people just don't understand.
Yeah. Don't forget this. Then you got to make the video for your content.
Yeah,
for your
then
channel.
you got to also be your video, and then you got to go ahead and be your own direct. And it's like, yo, like, that's what I always say. It's not for the weak, bro. Yeah. Like, be prepared to, like, be stressed out and be prepared, like, to fucking, like, want to cry and, like, for your homies to, like, try to cut you out because you don't want to kick it and, like, this and that. But hey, you're born. You have to be born with it, bro. And it's you loving your craft more than anything, you know, because when the prices come, everybody's like, oh yeah, no, like, yeah, that's my homeboy, that's cool.
Oh
like,
yeah,
like,
oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
I haven't heard from you for like years, bro. You saw me on the news. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, man, like, it's not that easy, you know, and it's like, bro, you know, like, it's fun when you see me on the TV, you know, I mean, it's fun when you see me in the newspaper, but it's not fun when I'm over there by myself and, like, at 10 in the night with a headlamp trying to go ahead and do the last things because I have another job tomorrow to complete. And it's just like, dog, it's not fucking easy. But for those that want to do it, man, there's a lot of fun on the way, but it's like, you just have to love this type of lifestyle because it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle, you know?
Ooh,
and that's something that people just don't understand, you know?
Yeah, it ain't no Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, nah.
It ain't, it's 24/7, 365. Like, I mean, you got to make phone calls, you got to return phone calls, you got to network.
And sometimes you forget, like, oh fuck, I fucking forgot. So now you gotta, like, I always say this, man, and there's a quote that I like that I wrote on my phone, and it's like, sometimes I get these thoughts. That I know that are not my thoughts, but it's like, you know, I connect, you know. So sometimes I try to eat healthy, try to work out. I recently started losing weight. So if you look at my YouTube channel, you see, like, 2 years ago I was big as hell, you know. I was big, but it's like, now it's just like, I want to feel better, look better, be more productive, you know. And sometimes I get some thoughts and I'm like, yo, that's a badass thought, so I just write it down. And it's like, I said this earlier, and I was like, if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't matter, you know. And it's like, my calendar's full. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, if it's here, that means it matters. So I have to get to it, you know? And sometimes I just forget about something and it's like, damn. Like a meeting, they were like, oh, you know, we're in a Zoom call. And I'm like, what Zoom call? I'm like, oh, shit, now I have to, like, go through my emails and see, like, oh, this one. So I'm like, oh, shit, my bad. You know, like, I'm just sometimes so overbooked and so overstimulated that it's like, damn, my bad, I'm sorry. But if you wait for me, I promise it's going to be worth it. You know, so I just let them know that, you know, like, it'll be worth it, trust me.
Love it. What has been the most challenging thing in your career that you still face?
I think just like juggling, you know, a bunch of different work, juggling family life, juggling you know, friends, and trying to do all that things at once, you know. I think that's my biggest thing, because sometimes I don't see my mom for a few days, you know, and like, I'll go out in the morning, then I'll just come back into the night, and, you know, I think you're trying to juggle, like, my personal life with my art life. But you know, they merge so much together that it just like becomes one. But yeah, that's one thing that I've been kind of handling right now. You know, just and sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, like sometimes I just disconnect, man. I just don't want to even talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to no one at all. I just want to be in my own. I enjoy my own company. I love to be with myself. Sometimes I love to go on hikes, put my headphones on. You know what I mean? And I just like to be within my own company. You know,
like the gym,
to go
walking,
run. Yeah. I like to go with friends too, but sometimes I just be like, nah. I'll be like, no, I'm busy. But I'm not. I rather go by myself. You know. I just rather kind of go and just chill and like, you know, like think about shit for myself.
decompress.
You know. Yeah, decompress. Like you know, look at my calendar. Like see how can I organize more shit. I think that's one thing is not knowing how to organize or maybe just organizing better. Trying to come with a strategy. You know. You got any tips on that?
Strategy for organizing.
Yeah.
Organizing thoughts. I mean, there's so much.
Yeah.
You have your business marketing strategy. You have your mental health strategy, which for me is the most important.
Yeah.
So that's like self-care.
Yes.
You know.
I'm gonna ask you this. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Should I feel guilty because I want to go run instead of like having to go do a job, you know? But it's like, yeah, like you said, sometimes I'd rather take care of myself before I go take care of a job because if I don't feel well, I'm not gonna perform good.
Yeah, no.
You know? And it's like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'd rather go hit the gym. I'd rather go do this so I can be more mentally prepared and attack that task with more direct and be able to kind of find the right way to get this job done in an efficient manner, you know?
Health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Taking care of yourself is the most important thing to me, because if you're not happy, man, your work is going to reflect that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, if you got to run, do your run. You got to work out. You got to take care of yourself. Yourself is the most important thing at the end of the day because you have to wake up with yourself. You have to take care of your health because I mean you're going to be working 13 hours a day.
Yeah.
You're working in the sun at the Valley 106 during the summer times.
Yes.
You know, you got that wet t-shirt on your head. I mean, you have to be smart in the fact to take care of yourself. And the healthy you are, for me, I treat it as an athlete. Like I look at myself, mural artists, we're athletes. Like we move heavy equipment, we work with heavy equipment. We're painting all day. We're moving gallons of paint. There's a lot of stuff we have to do, and physically, it requires a lot.
It's exhausting,
yeah. So I think the more tuned your body is, the more fine-tuned your body is, like an athlete, the more you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
It's like it's like taking care of your car. You know, you got to maintain the vehicle. You know what I mean? You got to change the oil. You got to check the tire pressure.
Yeah.
You know, you got to change the transmission fluid. It's the same idea. You take care of yourself, and that self is going to take care of you in the end, you know?
You got to take care of the catalytic converter. You know what I mean? Man, bro, talk about it, man.
You're not from LA unless you got your catalytic converter jacked, okay? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was an epidemic.
I got two in front of my house. They got past 8 years, 2 and 8 years, bro. They just pulled up too. They don't give a fuck. You come over to my house, it's like lit up like the Forum, dog.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, people don't care.
Yeah,
you know how it
just
is.
don't give no damn about it, man. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No. I'll go ahead and expand on another point that you made, and it's like I respect so much women that are in this game.
Oh.
Because, this is not an easy game. Even like for us men, it's like you going up the ladder 100 times, 200 times, your body feels it. It's like the next day, like you're so sore. I'm like, like my legs are sore, like my ass is sore, like what the hell? Like doing squats, going up, going down, carrying shit, and beyond that, it's also an addition. It's also a mental thing because you're looking at the picture. You're also translating what you're seeing from your mind to your hand, and it's like that transition. Then it's like, it's not easy, bro.
No.
And it's like for women to be doing this too. I respect them so much, man. Like. They're badasses in this game, and I respect them. Like the ones that are doing it long term, it's like, like you guys deserve your credit and you guys deserve your flowers, because it's not easy,
One thing for me, in my practice and in my business, I the most for me the most fulfilling jobs are the ones, of course, that I do the design work and then I implement and execute, and that for me is extremely valuable. But painting art on a wall, fine artwork in a timeline, like a 14-day timeline or a 16-day timeline to do a photorealism painting, it's hard, and it's not. Not everybody's meant to do this work, you know. So for me, the value is there. We are not just laborers. We are artists who can produce these massive scale works. Right. I respect Colossal. I respect Overall Murals, but we create these stories that bridge community together. Right.
Yes.
And that in itself is valuable. The muralismo has been around for hundreds of years, if not thousands. And for me to see these mural artists like us, like keep thriving, right, and keep grinding and keep showing up every single day, it's really tough. In that fact. But how do you in your practice, how do you continue to feed yourself? How do you continue to thrive in this?
I think holding yourself up to a certain type of value, you know, because this practice has been along for, you know, since ancient times, you know, and we're still carrying this practice, you know, brush to the hand, traditional work, you know, and this is something that's of high value, high monetary value, you know, and I want people to understand that type of fact, because sometimes people just think they could throw you a bone and it's like, oh, you're gonna die for it. And it's like, no, bro, like, you know, I'll do my stuff before I do yours. Before you can't, if you can't value me as a person more as an artist, then I rather not even work with you, bro. You know, and it's like, I'd rather go ahead and make my own art and feel good about my art than. Unfortunately, you know, we have to pay our bills and all of that, but you know, like, I can't compromise, bro. And it's one thing that I want people to understand, that there's high value in the things that we offer. And, you know, we just can't let these big companies try to go ahead and trump us and try to go ahead and be like, yo, like, you know, just give him this much and I'm pretty sure he'll take it. And it's like, nah, man. Like, and I think we have to come as a collective of artists to be able to let people know that, because it's within our community that we're going to elevate our prices, going to elevate the type of art that we deliver. You know, like you said, like, we're not doing commercial work, we're bringing up stories, you know, and these stories are maybe not verbal stories, but something that people can interpret, you know. And before there was any type of before there was words, there was symbols, and that's how you were able to tell a story. You know, through symbolism and through pictures, you know, and I think that's where that saying goes. A picture is worth a million words, you know. So it's like, you know, the murals that are created in the neighborhood have a big story behind it. It's a rich story, but sometimes people just don't seem to value it, you know. I'll tell you this much, going to that topic, like, I'm painting right there in Pacoima, right? I'm doing this electric box right there. This electric box is one of the best ones in the whole entire valley. The colors are so rich. People see it from afar. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna put this one up on the picture, so you guys can go ahead and check it out, right? This lady comes by and she's like, oh, you're a painter? I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, how much you charge me to go ahead and paint my husband in a big canvas? You know, I told her, how big is the picture? She's like, I have it like this small, but I want it big. I told her, okay, how much you charge? I told her, man, give me $2,000. She's like, what, $2,000? Like, yeah, I'll give you 100. So, lady, that's not even the brush. That's not even the water I'm gonna drink, man. Like, keep it moving. Keep it moving, man. Skedaddle. Like, yeah. But sometimes I'd rather do it for free than to get $100, man. I'd rather just have that fulfilling moment of me giving you this picture for your deceased husband, and for you to cherish it for the rest of your life, and just know that there's value in it, than to, like, for you to try to give me $100. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do that, man. And I've done that since I was a kid, but now it's just like, no, like, I carried myself so much, and I've done so much shit for my community that I've created value for myself and my work, you know. So I just can't do that anymore.
You're a professional. You're a professional, and I value you, and the community values you. But but there's also community service too.
Yes.
So,
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
And that's part of my practice too. So
Yeah.
technology is advancing so fast that we have literally access to all these tools. You can now take your mural and make it come to life.
Yeah.
And animate it now. It's
Yeah, I've seen
absolutely
that.
amazing.
I've seen that before.
So I utilize a multitude of tools. Higgs field. I mean, everything. I use everything, every tool to help me do composition.
Yeah.
Right? And when I can extract the vision out of my mind and I put it in and I utilize these tools and it comes out 95%, it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Kind of tell me about what tools do you use to help you visualize your work?
I think the role of technology, bro, is inevitable. Like it's gonna keep on going, and we're getting there faster and faster, exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's not going nowhere. So if you're still like, the tools are there for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, like before they had like chisels and carvings, like they started getting
Hammer
paint
and
and all of that. So the tools have expanded. Now we're using iPads. Now we're using like Adobe. Now we're using different tools that are given to us as artists. I think not rely on them, but use them to our advantage. It's a great to kind of like mix and match it, because I know a lot of artists that are against like using the AI technology, and it's also like they look down upon it, or sometimes people are using the projectors or people using the VRs, and it's like, no, you're not a real artist. But it's like, yo, like if I'm doing commercial work, I'd rather go ahead and project it and do it within 20 minutes than to go ahead and grid everything and then do it within 3 hours, And it's just like I've done all of my murals before the one I did of Young Dolph were all gridded, bro. Everything was gridded. Boom, boom, boom. So I had that because that's what my mentors. Big shout out to all of my mentors, which is Manny Velasquez. Big shout out to Hector Ponce, Levi Ponce, Christy Sandoval, Erica Friend, Raul. Everybody that I grew up with, like they took me under their wings, bro, and they gave me the confidence and they put me the wings so I can fly and be this person that I am now, man. So I wouldn't be without them. I wouldn't be who I am without them, and I salute them so much, and I hold them to my highest, to my highest regards, because they gave me the confidence to tell me like, yo, you're ready and you're good, bro. Like you can do this by yourself too, and as the students, I'm always a student to the game, and I was a student to this world, basically, So I never, always kind of look like I'm the best one. Like, no, it's just like I'm always learning,
Always.
and it goes to like, I love to teach kids that are in charter school, like 1 through 5, because I learn so much from them, because they're so free. Their minds still like, they don't have no scaffolds upon their brain that's like, you have to think this, you have to think this, we have to think that. No, they're still so freaking free that it's like, yo.
Yeah, they're not in the box.
This was fucking crazy. He just said this. I'm like, yo, he's like, his mind's still free and it's still active, right? But touching based on the point, I use the VR glasses. I use them and
the Oculus.
Yeah, the Oculus. Yeah. I use the Meta Quest too.
Sketch AR.
I think it's called Stencil VR.
Stencil VR.
Yeah. A Stencil VR. I go ahead and do the designs, boom, and then I transfer that to the goggles. Yeah. And they're like, they're literally projectors, and it's like
you can see what your mural looks like on the wall before real time.
Yeah.
I was doing this project. It was literally 300 feet by 15 feet.
Wow.
Underneath the 710 in Commerce. And I stood across the street with the Oculus on, and I saw the whole mural on there before it was even painted, man. And I got goosebumps. But then you transfer it.
Yeah, then you transfer
it. It doesn't matter if it's a scribble grid. It's about getting the work on the wall as fast and efficiently as possible and to a T. And you deal with faces.
Yeah.
And those structurally have to be perfect.
Precise.
Because if not,
well, eyes gonna be like this way.
Yeah, like sloth on the Goonies. The eyes not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people, like a beautiful person. You can walk down the street and you're like, if man, woman, you can say that's a beautiful human being because their faces are symmetrical.
Yeah.
And your eye cannot fool the human portrait. So that's why like portraiture and structure is so imperative, right?
Especially if you're painting someone that's famous.
Oh, you've done.
Yeah, I've done. I've done. I was doing.
You
I
were
was
in
doing
Little Tokyo, right?
Yeah, I was also on this past Saturday. I was painting Lionel Messi I have it in my truck actually.
You're doing Messi?
Yeah, Lionel Messi.
And then you did Richie Valens too?
I painted Richie Valens as well.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, these portraits have to be done like really precise because like if his eye looks crooked or his his mouth looks crooked or his nose doesn't look right, it's like damn, people call you out. And I've always get super nervous when I paint something, bro. Always that feeling has never left my body because I'm like, yo, is this the one that I mess up? Is this the one that people call me up on? And it's like, is this gonna be the end of my career?
No,
and so
man. I still get nervous too. You're like, and then the client's like, it's so good.
Yeah.
But then you're like, it could be better.
Yeah, no,
it could be better.
Yeah.
But I think that's the constant artist in us, like making, how do we be better? And that's, I think if you lose that, then you need to find something else because like, it's just like, you're only as good as your best last piece, and make sure you do everything technically sound and make it perfect, right? But it's always, we can always still find something.
Yes.
You know?
And there's that quote that says, once you stop having fun with it, you'll be done with it. So, make sure you have fun and make sure those little feelings still arise.
Once you stop having fun with it, you're done with it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's like that's why your little feelings still arise, and it's like, damn. Oh, I'm still nervous. It's like when you were about to get your first kiss. It's like, oh my God, I'm freaking nervous. Like, oh my God, but
man, I still get nervous. It's like I used to play college football and professional football. So I get these butterflies before the game, and I still get them before any project. It's just like game time, baby. We gotta go. We gotta perform. So that's my mentality set. Is like always show up 110%, and be cordial, be professional, be respectful, be that reflection of your mentors and people who inspire you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that's the most imperative thing.
Most definitely.
This is the question I want to ask you, and I always ask this because for me it's a value. Like I've learned so much in my journey, in my artist journey, and in my community and my mentorships that I've had. What, as your older self now, the wise professional artist, what advice would you give to your younger self that would help you as a kid, as a small like Nino? What would you say?
I always think about this question, but it never comes out. I'm like, I always like sometimes when they ask me these questions, I'll go home and like, damn, I should have said this. And it's like, now I'm thinking about like, damn, like, what should I say? But I guess like, like what I'll tell my younger self is like, man, do what you're scared to do because older JP is going to take care of it because he's wiser.
Yeah.
So go back and just like, even right now, it's like, do what you're scared to do because the older JP 10 years from now is going to take care of that. You know what I mean? And he's resilient and he's going to go and figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, so I put that, and it's like, also it's like never, like, don't be scared to stand out. You know what I mean? Like, stand out, like, that's what you see, like, there's this picture that I seen, it's like 100 birds in the wire, right? And then there's one that's all the way to the left. Who are you going to notice first? The one that's standing out all the way to the left, because he's alone.
Yeah.
Like, because there's 100 birds right there, so it's like, they're all the same. But then there's one that's all the way to the corner, and he's alone, you know what I mean? So it's like, don't be scared to stand out. Be yourself, don't compromise. Like, have your morals intact, and like, do the things that you're scared to do, man.
Love it.
Like go outside and basically, bro.
Get uncomfortable.
Yeah, get uncomfortable because it's fun. It's fun to be weird, I mean, it's fun to be weird.
So being out in the forefront, in doing community service, in front of people, communicating, interacting with kids, adults, and having this constant curiosity, I think.
Yeah.
And not limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Like the box of adulthood. I love that when you said that. You're like, these kids are just, they think creatively, they speak creatively. Mm-hmm. They're not all buttoned up.
The people that start getting those scaffolds up on their brain are the ones that go to high school, because now you have to conform to, like, are you the cool kid? Are you the weird kid? Are you the nerd? Are you this? Are you that? Like, still like, and when you're in 5th grade, 4th grade, everybody's the same, But once you hit like middle school, like, you have to conform to certain type of identity. And
I hated that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck kid. I'm I'm the fucking, I don't do social norm kid. Like
Yeah.
like join a clique. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
I like everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, most
I like
definitely.
to talk to the weirdos.
Yeah.
I like to talk. You know, we had the job. It was, for me, it was just. But now, if somebody got bullied,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to that
Yeah,
bully
yeah,
and be like,
yeah,
you
fuck
don't.
that.
This is my
Yeah,
friend. You
yeah,
don't. You know,
yeah,
you don't do
yeah.
that. You got to check people. So for me, I think that's just being
Yeah.
personable. You, know?
It's
You
like-
got it. You got
yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, it's like what Bruce Lee said. You know what I mean? You be like water. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you heard what he said. Be like water. Like you get a cub, it conforms to the cub. You know, like if you're with the weird kids, then you become a weird kid too, because it's like
Hell
you
yeah.
learn how to go ahead and adapt. You know, and I think like as artists, you have that trait of adapting with
Yeah.
like everybody. You know, like you become a people person, and you're able to read people's energy and navigate through that. You know what I mean? Because that's a very important trait that artists have.
Yes, it's connecting with people.
Yeah.
And really, like, you understand them, because I think it's staring at art.
Yeah.
We stare at people and understand them. We hear things differently. We have this greater sense of empathy, compassion, curiosity. And I think for me, you teaching these skills to these kids, our next generation, is imperative, man.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Okay, your favorite art tool.
Brush.
Okay. Your favorite color.
Red.
Why red?
It stands out.
Yep. Your favorite music that you like to paint to.
Sade.
Okay. Your favorite artist.
What kind?
You just
Like-
your favorite the artist that has inspired you the most.
People from my neighborhood. You know, damn, I have so many of them. I don't want to name one. You know, I don't want them to feel bad.
Who are the modern day or contemporary artists, any artist who has inspired your work the most?
Saturno.
Sartuno. Okay. Gotcha. And what style did he paint?
It's realism to just cartoons, but
Gotcha.
yeah, he's
Illustrative.
the way the use of his colors is what
Gotcha.
inspires me. Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, I had to ask you this. What is your favorite art style?
I like to do a lot of black and white portraits. Realism. Yeah, that's what I like to do.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Favorite food.
Oh, yeah. And then, shout out, bro. You got to do a shout out. Your favorite place to eat in LA, like your go-to.
And Pacoima, Coconut Hut, Pacoima. Check it out right there. I
Okay.
just came from there. That's why, you know.
that's
what I mean?
it?
But,
That's your spot?
But they got the bombest shrimp salad right there. Oh, you can't go wrong right there. Mild shrimp salad with extra sauce on the side. Can't go wrong.
Okay, I'm going to do this one more question. This is personal stuff. Your best breakfast burrito you've eaten today in LA, where's the spot at?
It's a spot by where my dad works at. On Van Nuys City. It's a lunch truck. Man, it's the bombest since I was a little kid.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get the name, but yeah, it's the bombest spot ever. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, and then of course your sign. What's your sign? Your birth sign, your zodiac.
Oh,
which is
Gemini. Yeah, you can't control a Gemini.
the twins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got a novia? Single?
No.
Are you single and ready to mingle? Oh, this guy.
Right now, nah.
He's
right
single.
now, Yeah.
He's single. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. This is Mondays with Michael. I'm out. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you, JP Murals. Don Pablo. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all.